I could have sworn I started streaming like 10 minutes ago. Anyway, maybe I didn't click the button. Or drop frames, 25%. Okay. Welcome. He's checking my drop frames quickly. It's very high. Drop frames 36.6%. It's nuts. Let me try to scale back the bitrate and see if it's getting worse, huh? Assert item failed. Menu check. Message item. Stress test 2. So we post a menu command, and then it gives a warning because why? No such menu item. Of course there's no such item because it's a fake simulated event. No? Wait, what do you mean? The help about. No? Oh, wait. Menu command 60. Yeah. Item 60 is view toggle link to view. There should be a link view. I mean, TL term, there's no link view. I guess that is a mistake in a way. interview. If they get in, what number to that? Yeah. I need to kill caps unlock. Oops. Is there a clipboard? What is wrong with my clipboard? There we go. Trying to run the stress test here, but got stuck on a stupid warning dialogue of edit copy. What's supposed to be running that thing? Trouble, yeah. Concept. Not a boolean if it's a triboolean, is it? The drop frames is high again today. New day 0. The order to or not. 4th of June. Okay. This is much better now, because it gives them a bit more time to. Well, it's a lot more likely we can have a little bit of rain before, in May. We could have rain in May. Plus, it gives them a bit more time to get some of these other projects up and running, like the aquifers. This is called making it through by the skin of your teeth. Yeah, it's difficult to say. It's cloudy today, but no rain. What was I wanting to do? I want to, yeah, there's quite a lot of things I want to do. I want to maybe active document, active sheet. What I think would be really nice in the importers is I want to make it easier for people to get data into the software. File import. So if I say import, let's just use the file import. There's a few things I want to do with the importers. One, it would be nice, like, we got this import word list. Blah 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 blah. Okay. File import CSV. Now, okay, it's not a CSV, but whatever. What would be nice is to have a sort of preview, like the live preview. I don't know where you're going to fit it. This dialog's quite full. At the bottom, there's no bottom, it's full. This thing is just search it now again. What? That means it's busy closing the document. If it's busy closing this, yes, the section is busy being cleaned up. So the tree view shouldn't even exist anymore at this point. It's supposed to be gone. So how can it be in the left click handle for the tree view? Empty tree? It's not known. The document's closing, right? So why is the tree none now? Document's closing, it's in the corpus destructor. Destroying the corpus. Destroying the corpus causes thread weight. Thread weight, for some reason, ends up in the wind proc, which causes event processing. I come along and I do a left click on the tree view. Boom. And it calls process event on selection changed. Opens this. Shows a tree view that looks very much in we get an assertion because the tree view does a debug check that the node we clicked on which looks like a legitimate node. This is the node we clicked on. It still exists in the document. In other words, it hasn't been deleted. But if we call getNodeEntry, it asserts that it doesn't belong to the selected entry because there's no selected entry. There's probably no selected entry because you're busy deleting the document, I guess. And somewhere something has probably said unselect, on document deleting. If we're busy deleting the document, I wonder if the Word document should know about it. No, let's just maybe make a note there. Right. Alright. Can it happen? Document is mid-time on the messages. Actually, let's just find out. It's open the radio on this machine. Okay. So the section is busy being deleted. But my question is, if the section is busy being deleted, why the hell has it not deleted the tree? Tree destroy. Maybe it doesn't delete the tree because it doesn't need to. You're busy closing the document, and it's never. I mean, what's happened here is kind of obscure in this assertion. I think I clicked on it. I don't know if my time, I don't know what happened here, but I don't know if my timer it or what, but I managed to click on it. The thread was stuck, or I just clicked at the wrong time. So it's trying to close the current document, right? It calls delete document, on document deleting, blah 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 blah. Which calls on document changed, sets the document, oh, the document is still there. Okay, document, it's busy being deleted, it's busy cleaning up. On document deleting. It's in actually closed current document. Which calls on document closing, and then calls delete doc. On document deleting. I don't know who actually deletes the document. Trying to figure out when it literally actually gets deleted. There's so much. Delete document. Delete doc. Okay. I think it happens in here. The document manager, delete document. This document manager is sitting in the DTD, I mean in the controller. I think we should have some. It's similar in principle to the document manager I created the other day, but not quite the same. Delete doc. I really just feel like having coffee, but I don't feel like I've had coffee. I'm just not waking up. I'm not getting that alertness. Up to the dark. Is there a contest after the dark? Just need to know. When does the damn thing actually get deleted? Physically, like delete. They literally physically delete the thing from memory, finally. So that happens in delete document. Uh, we're not there yet. It's still in undoc. No, it's in try close current document. It calls actually close current document. Calls delete doc, which calls undocument deleting. Jeez, people, that routing never ends. Let's see what's going on with this. um, um, I think I should try a photo, so if we can see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's put a picture of the motorbike. There you go. People can see it. That's my motorbike. Okay. The I see why it feels like I haven't had coffee because there's a half-made coffee just sitting on the counter. So I really should open my window. Right. I've got a thing, and I got a new hose for the tap in the water tank of mine. I just wanna find my. I need to. I need to cut a piece of hose now. I don't have the right tool yet, so I'm gonna end up using the wrong tool. Okay. In principle, right? I'm thinking. If you think about model view controller (MVC), right? The tree view in TLEX or TL term is a view on the document. Okay. So that's, here's a tree view, right? That's just a view of the actual document being the model. So in theory, like if you just think about it, if you delete the model, it doesn't really make sense that the view for that instance should exist at all while it's being deleted, or after, or even momentarily while it's midway being deleted. So I think what all the UI elements that, you know, the UI should be deleted first and then the model. Look, it's different if you have a UI that attaches to a new instance of a model. But this is not. This is a UI created for that instance of the model, and now it's being deleted, I think. Yeah, it's never coming back. We could redesign it to work that way. That'll be like about a year's work. But no, that's not going to happen. What I think should happen is, in theory, but I don't know how many problems it's going to cause now. I think, in theory, if we start getting to the point where this thing, it calls actually closed document, and then it calls delete doc or on document closing or on document deleting, and it correctly calls the section destructor. But I think the section destructor should change it to immediately delete the tree view. Now I have a feeling that's going to cause some problems. I don't know why, but so delete preview area, delete corpus, the corpus page. Now this is the destructor, right? It's the destructor of the, so it is already going to delete the tree view. It's about to delete the tree view, but I somehow managed to get it to, even though it's about to delete the tree view, I've gotten a crash here where I've clicked on that tree view that's about to be deleted, and it processed that event. And the reason it did that is it's deleting the corpus, which again is actually a design error. Okay, but it deletes the corpus. The corpus has threads. The threads sit and wait. And this is actually also not right. There's several things wrong here actually. It waits for a corpus runner thread to stop. Now, waiting for a corpus runner thread to stop shouldn't cause events to be processed. But it seems like in the WX design it somehow does. Okay? And somehow because of that, it's causing WX thread wait, which ends up in the win proc for some reasons, I don't know. Okay, I don't know why. And then I don't know if it timed out somewhere, I don't know, but and you know that processes window events, which are processing my tree view click. And the tree view, it doesn't crash, but it gives an assertion, a debug assertion, because it calls set selected node on a node that's no longer in. The node hasn't been physically deleted, luckily, but it's not in the document 260. The following sequence of events. I'm going to just stop this. and document this before I forget it. Okay. Monty is busy closing documents. Ends up in the third weight or something. In section destructor, deleting the corpus. I clicked on the preview. I don't even know if you call this a bug. Anyway, but process mode, click, crop. This ended up in here. Simply set mode. Presumably, that's what let's figure this debug check. Several things, a few things are maybe wrong there. Probably the corpus model should not get deleted from the section structure. But also probably the entire preview probably needs to get deleted. Get deleted as soon as possible. I think before we even start trying to clean up the document. So, I'm going to add a softer set here so we can check if it's happening in the wild. That's what we call our user environment. Okay. Then I'm going to, but this is a little risky. What I want to do is, in the section destructor, I want to, why is it risky? It could have unintended side effects like increased crashes. Okay. Why on earth do we not have one of these in the section destructor? Wow, that's good. Okay. Let's see if we have one in the constructor. The section construct and destructor seem like really good places to have these debug infos. These tell us if it crashes or something, and it tells us that it'll tell us it's in the section destructor when it happens, or constructor. Now, sometime early in here, but I'm not going to do it in the official build yet. I'm going to add it in the beta build so that we can just test that change first. Equipment filter, settled and mode. See, all these things actually, this is a view. I mean, it doesn't seem to know it's a view. It's just a mess, but it shouldn't be doing things like that. Anyway, the distractor should just clean up the view. That's it. It shouldn't be deleting anything important. But, I mean, this code evolved from really old. I mean, this application wasn't even supposed to turn out like this. When I started on this application in 2002, I said I was going to work on it for 3 months and create something really simple and just leave it. Okay. That's a true story. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. The section destructor should only delete view stuff. It's like the view. It's not. It's not a model. Ideally, in an ideal world, it does now, but it's. And when it gets called, it should get called. Basically, okay. When the document starts being deleted, right before the document starts being deleted, it should entirely delete the view. Once it's done entirely deleting the view, in other words, once the section destructor is done and dusted, then only it should delete things that are model related, like the document physical. Start cleaning up the physical document. Let's see whether we delete the preview in. Let's add some logs there as well. So, preview area must be deleted before preview. Huh? What's the difference between the preview area and the preview? I don't know. I wrote that. What? Preview must be deleted before preview. Anyway, I didn't write that. What? Oh, yeah, I didn't write that. Yeah. Okay. I don't think. Or did I? Actually, I don't even know. Preview area must be deleted before preview. No, it could be my colleague Malcolm. Delete. Okay. Window. Like that. Right. So should the tree view get deleted before the preview? There's a number of events. The problem, yeah, the problem. Okay, see comments. Where did I write those comments now? In Lemmetry, just to be clear. Oh, this is not the tree selected node. It's the section set selected node. So basically, set selected node is getting called from inside the destructor. That's absolutely crazy. What we can do is set a flag when we're in the destructor and ignore the event. But that's like a workaround. It's not a real solution. I think that's the tree view. It's a little more complicated than just saying the section document. The section is a view for the document and therefore should be deleted and then the document. The reason it's a little more complicated than that is that there's a lot of actual sub-models. Like the section contains a filter window, and the filter window is its own model and its own controller, really. And all these different components which talk to each other, each have their own models, basically. So it's actually a little more complicated than that, the cleanup process. This whole check is really just a debug check. We can still assert in debug mode, yeah, that'll be good. I wanted to stop if I'm running the monkeys or something. Yeah, the problem is that won't happen if you're just running monkey tests, because right. You have to left click. Can I simulate that? Throw out a list. But what I want to do is go into the destructor, and I want to. One of the first things I want to do is we set the selected node and entry to null. That's fine. That's good. Then I'm afraid of just. I don't want to delete the tree view. Yeah, I think it should happen after we delete the preview. Why is that loading? I'm going to start by adding this first in the beta version, because in case so destroy the tree view after deleting the preview area. You should actually destroy the attributes window too, but anyway, destroy. That is definitely left mouse click. Okay. Then a tree, and this should be also one of these. Yeah. I'm surprised these don't. That's crazy. Alright. So let's run that monkey test again for a while. So hopefully that should prevent the so that change because of preview the other thing that's wrong is that I don't want to use WX threads anymore. You know, we use WX threads, but it's not, yeah. You don't want your thread stuff calling wint proc because you're waiting for a thread. You do want the thread. You don't want to wait forever on it. I mean, I can't remember on there, but I wonder if I can note. There's a preview left behind the server event. Should have been using from the WX thread away. I'm using the focus for or something. That should also be rectified in several other ways. Leave a little focus in the first place. Let's say and maybe also check if we need to use those while we're using really extra confusing. So let's set this date. I guess I check. Oh, why are we using those images from and check if we a headache problem that I have to deal with. I'm not dealing with these sorts of issues right now. I just want. This is the thing. If you haven't run them, if you haven't run these stress tests in a while, it's a bit. It's like they don't run half an hour without something happening. But I had it at the point where you could run them for days and nothing happens, no crashes or problems. I need to just get it back up to that, so that then I can run them all the time. That's the idea, that should be running all the time. But if they're triggering problems once an hour, then it's difficult to do other work because then you get pulled into dealing with those problems. This is not a problem a user is really going to hit. Or is it? I don't know, maybe. So See, I'm not entirely sure I understand why. Normally that corpus thread stuff closes really quickly. So I don't know if it was sitting forever, sitting there. I mean, I don't know if it was just sitting there for ages trying to leak the corpus, and then I click. Or if I just happened to click at the right time. That I don't know. Or at the wrong time. I hope that find our index is const. Should be. Should it be const? I don't actually know if it should be const. I know it should be const, but yeah, no, let's leave it. I think it's const, it's like contagious. It forces you to add it to. I need to save some messages. Private Misc. Oh, I need to also check my email. Right, this. Let's start this going again. Tell me that isn't. Thought it crashed for a moment. I want to let that run a while before I commit those changes, because that's an important change. Not an important change, but it's not an insignificant change. That business of deleting the that business of deleting the preview while the document is closing in the section destructor. Um, you know what I can do? Maybe, never mind that. Oh, wait, no, I can't do that. I think the existing CSV importer maybe should also just be an Excel importer. Or should we do Excel importer separately? I don't know. There's something else that just maybe makes it difficult for new users to get into our software. Let's say you want to import new software. Let's say I don't know this software and I install it. I want to import CSV data or TBX data. Okay, import. Okay, TBX is there, but Word CSV is grayed out. Boom. So I don't even know how to start. The answer is very easy. All you need to do is say create new list, select for languages. So if you know how to do that, it's easy. And then you can say, oh, well, yeah. And then you can say import Word CSV. Boom, there it is. So why not, to make it easier for you? Like, you would never guess that. Like, if I was playing around with someone else's software and I spent 2 minutes, if I only had 2 minutes available, which is typically how much time I have available to evaluate someone else's software, I would just be like, oh, it's grayed out. I don't know how it works. I can't get it working. Give up. So why can't that just not be grayed out when you don't have a document open? If you don't have a document open, it pops this up. And then goes on to the import CSV step. Or no, yeah, it must be that way around, because as trivial as that may sound, I don't think it's as easy as it sounds, because there's different types of importers when they register. Okay, so the import CSV registers as something that can only merge only. It can only merge onto an existing document because you need to have the field set up in order to say this column goes to maps to this field. Okay. Right. What was that? Oh, yeah. So, what if the thing says merge only? Maybe if it's a merge only, maybe don't gray it out, but do a file, do the equivalent of a file new, and then invoke it. Be more user-friendly than what it does now. Like, just, oh, it's grayed out. What am I supposed to do? Like, I mean, later we can improve it. Like, if you're into lags, you might want to have different file names, like create a TBX project or an XLIF project or a TLTerm project, but whatever. But the other thing I want to add to the importer thing is some sort of preview. It kind of runs it, but on, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of things to think about. Right, so if it's merge only, it gets added to the merge only menu IO array, which is vector pools. Okay, that should be a set. Oh no, it's not. It mustn't be a set. Okay. So yeah, it enables merge, only enables if you have documents, enable the merge only stuff. Otherwise, don't enable the merge onlys on the importers. So instead of doing that, we enable it anyway. Like, right, let's do this. Okay, enable it always. It's just a thought now. I want to just find various ways to make it easier to get for users to get data into the software. Right, merge only. control imports. So now, when you invoke this, it needs to check if it's a merge only. On the menu, file import. File import, on file import, right? So when you say something like index equals metric ID, import, okay. Actually, right, okay. What we can also do is for the merge onlys, we can say something like we can do this. If it's a merge only, we can just do this for now. Just to so I can understand what the hell's going on. Okay, merge only. Are we in debug mode? Configuration manager, release. So now import. Still grayed out. What the hell? Oh. Can merge all merge only, right? True. Yeah. So enable them. All importers. Always enabled. And then we just say if that's obviously temporary, like true or. Okay. This is experimental now. Okay. So if we say import merge only, it's quite a complex system, the IO thing, with these importers. We have a base class for the IO, and each IO is flagged for its capabilities. Like, can it save? Can it export? Can it save a copy? Can it merge import? Can it direct import without a merge? It's a and that affects various other things. I just want to see what happens if we select the file. Yeah? That should not pop up. Why did that even work? What just happened? How did that work if the CSV import is a merge only? Maybe it's not a merge only. Maybe it's just flagged as a merge only, but in fact it can... Huh? No, wait, it must be. Let's go into... It says merge only. So why didn't this message box pop up? File import. Is there a breakpoint there? Oh, what? If no document load, treated as a regular open. Okay. Load data source. That's not exactly right. Or is it? Oh, jeez. What are you doing outside there? Why is toggle preview doing nothing yet? Toggle preview. Computers at once, that's all. So, and I'm doing different things on each machine. Here I'm working on multi-testing and whatever the hell that throws up. And the other machine, I'm just looking into some importer stuff. Okay. Right. Huh? Something strange is going on here. Debug, break all. Again, this thing causing problems. So it tries to kill the corpus searches. They don't respond, so it gets more forced on. Don't you thread wait? Right. Let's just let it wait and see what happens. Maybe it eventually comes out of it. I don't think so though. Let's just go debug break all again and just check. This doesn't make sense. Something is wrong. What we're going to do is we're going to go see what these threads are doing. Like this makes no sense. Not encoding in HTML. Why on earth? This makes no sense. This call stack doesn't even make sense. How come? Try and detecting coding in HTML, which is fine, a perfectly normal thing for a corpus thread to be doing, in theory, although it doesn't make sense to be doing it from... What is this thing? A widget dialog? Who wrote this? Me. This call stack makes no sense. Okay. Try detecting coding in HTML. This really makes no sense. Frames below this may be incorrect. No symbols loaded. Right, let's download the symbols. Let's see if it helps. But I flag match only. Why isn't that breakpoint hitting when I say file import CSV? Oh, it is. But then index is 9 and merge only. What's the next time? That's using file import base plus I. Oh, I know why. Wow, this is such an ugly, horrible system. Anyway, let me just recode this. Because that, there's only one pushback there, right? And there's only one. All of them, like there's 100. This only does the imports. So that I count is jumping like this. But now I'm using the index and not that one. So what I need to do is something like input count 0. Okay. And that should be follow import plus import count. And yeah, then import count. And remember that's a zero based counter. So, and I don't know if that's right, because follow input plus follow input. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So those IDs were jumping like that, to skip the with the little gaps in between. Okay. Now it should immediately give a message box saying merge only. And conk out, right? So, but what's really strange to me is that it just went ahead and worked. So let's see why that just went ahead and worked. Select data source. it's a merge only. XML underline import. I didn't select line importer. One more person reads. This name is always reaching because anyway. Merge only XML line by line. This is not, I didn't select XML line by line, did I? I'm crazy. While I import, if flag import, right, plus, set it down to 0, if flag import, append menu item, file input plus, and import account. Push back the IO, the main menu. This part, this code here is quite old. It's very old. It's some of the oldest code in this. This just looks like Chinese. Is that H2C? I don't. Yeah, it's a slightly ugly code. I don't like it. Where is it? TVX. 3 is wordless for CSV. That's right. So, menu item append. Okay. So how the hell does it get to the XML one? Main menu item from the handler. Probably it's using the total index as well on the receiving end. Header type. Oh yeah, that's the index. So that index we use for our flags, but we must still then use I for the menu item. That's really confusing. Okay, MA in menu. Or let's just use I everywhere. Get rid of this count. Make it less confusing. Always use I, but and these can merge flags. Must always these things must always be present, so that we have null slots anyway. But then this code doesn't make sense, because that goes. Oh, I see where it goes. Huh? What is going on here? I think it's only 4 items, but then. Okay, that's a pain. Alright, let's leave this like it was. Not do that, do this. We change this to be a standard map of inchtables. And it maps the index, the IO's index. So it's like the metadata of the IO. Okay. I'm going to do that like this. Okay, I equals. Instead of pushback, we use just assignment. Okay, just go back up here. Why did it look wrong? They look right to me, but they're wrong. Yeah, okay. Then there needs an extra layer of indirect, because it makes true, right? So that's not so much less. We always enable them. And then this is only used later on. In the handler. So in file I import the IO index. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, we did that already. Right. Now the other question is why it worked. Maybe because it was calling the wrong one. Because of those other changes. Okay, let's just check on that other one. What is actually happening here? Focus rate to thread. Okay. More wrong frames. Okay, now run this. I mean, in theory, it should crash or something. Where does this CSV? Okay. Select data source, blah blah blah. It should literally like crash. It should. And click OK. It doesn't crash. I don't know. Didn't crash, so why not? It must. If it didn't crash, that means there isn't a merge on the import. But that doesn't make sense because, right, we get there, it says load data source, okay. Right. And we got a bunch of, what is all this? Where do these fields come from? Entry XML, ID. So default DTD plus some weird, oh, that's the new special thing I added. Yeah, it's a new feature I forgot about. So it's basically done, it seems to have done what I was suggesting to do. Get default DTD. That's why. This is not what we want. Makes sense for TLEX, but it doesn't make sense for... But then it's not really a merge only. That's been flagged wrong. It's sitting as a merge only import and it's not. Look, we go TLEX, import where list says, oh, I see it's enabled here. So in TLEX it's enabled. What? Oh, in TLEX it's enabled because of that behavior. Of course. Right, yeah, okay. So, if we're not TLEX, okay. So, I thought of this already, but for Telex. It's just the old term that needs this now. This would be cool actually. Um, so basically this shouldn't happen anymore, or it should basically let's put a breakpoint there, which is there already is one there. Okay, and see what the DTD looks like before we call that. DTD. There should be a default DTD. Yes, there's one with 0 elements. Nothing. Clean DTD. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So we can test that in theory that a DTD is clean by just saying if num elements is 0. If num elements is 0, it can call that create default DTD or something. But it should actually have him in the calling code, because it's application specific. Telex must create the default Telex DTD. Your term must create Um, mm, hmm. Ah. See, our database that must then also do its own separate special thing. Okay, so basically what we want to do here then is something like, this is the idea. If it's a merge only, we have no DTD. We've used the opportunity to create one in some sensible way. That's actually a comment. Okay, message box. Message box. That's me. Uh, as long as I don't commit that, it's fine. But so if it's a merge only, and assert, wait, if it's a merge only, oh no wait, this can get called regardless of whether there's a document. So if it's a merge only, it can get called with a document. So basically we only want to do this if the document is null. Something like do file new. Okay. And if the user cancelled from file new, get dog equals null, then return. That probably means, I think, so we do something like sensible document, like terms file new dialog. So we have a DTD. So going into say import. But that's still not true. We can still, I think it depends on the importer. Yeah, okay. Even if the document is null, yeah. Wait, no. Distinguish between cancel and parameters. So do file new in turn is supposed to check, call the correct sensible file new. Do file new TL term should get called. It should show the dialog. So just say file import word list to CSV. Merge and we have no DTD. And thus we get this. If we cancel, probably means user cancel. Correct. File import word list to CSV. Merge only. Give the user the opportunity to say, well, we want to work with French and what? Oh, I know why there's no. Why didn't it match just for French? I think I know why. But let me just check. And while I'm there, let me check if I committed that. There's a folder called library data, right? What is this in show log? Good, that's there. Language registry commit. I think I chopped it in half. Oh yeah, I chopped out. French should still be there though. Look, French. I chopped the language database for speed reasons. In debug mode, it's incredibly slow to load and display. Yeah. This is why I truncated that list. Add language, wait. It's a very long list. There's a lot of languages. But I didn't know if that's the main reason it's slow. There's thousands of languages. Okay. So let's say we want to work with French and Chinese. Right, then we got our French and Chinese, and we set it up and say, okay, user management, so it's almost like a wizard, okay? Tell them we get wireless and then we get the opportunity to import that thing. And then we should have a test file like desktop touch French Chinese CSV test. Okay. In that file we should have something like I don't know, let's go to I wonder if there must be a French Chinese dictionary, right? So let's grab something like let's say, I don't know, what French words do I know? What Chinese words do I know? Person, Chinese dictionary. Let's see. Okay. Person. I don't know what person is in French. Well, let's take something, I don't know, word. Okay. Mot. And then in chinois, I don't know, okay. Right, then you have to select that file. And now, I think that should be on by default, enable multi-field text file options. I guess it depends. If you want to import a word list, it shouldn't. Anyway, but usually... Anyway, so then we can say French term, column 0, I mean column 1, and Chinese term is the translation. Okay. And boom, just like that. That is beautiful. Very nice. French, Chinese test. Okay. Yeah, I like this change. That'll make it more user-friendly a little bit. Oh. What we can do in as well, yeah, is maybe just something like do this only if there's no D2D, something like that. Otherwise the D2D should have been set up by default entities. This is the default, there should be the basic entities. Code tag, where do these all even come from? Good heavens. Why are there so many entities in a brand new document? We should. Oh, they aren't cheap. It took me years to be able to afford one. But I had a smaller one first, a much smaller one. But now that I have a nice motorbike, then I ride it much more often than I used to ride the small motorbike. This thing is still loading symbols from Microsoft servers. Something is going on with this corpus thread stuff in the exit. I'm going to have to investigate it because something isn't right there. Now what I also want to be able to do is say import Excel. That's, I don't know how I should do it. Should I internally just convert to CSV behind the scenes and call the CSV code? I think it should. I think that's all it should do. But it should allow the opportunity for the user to select an Excel file. And then it should open that file, get the active sheet, this is also wrong, wait a minute. Set up default sorting. I don't know whose job that is, actually, the default sorting. Default ref labels. That's also, I mean, you know what, that's, set default sorting, that's also txthing really. Default sorting we can set up, that's fine. Okay. Create a new dictionary node. Yes, we want to change things. This top level dictionary node story. Okay, I don't want to set dictionary. I want to be able to import any document, any XML document, not just ones. Okay, create. Anyway, But let's just try this again and see what comes out of those default entities. I don't want to have no entities. We should have the basic XML entities. Create XML predefined entities. These ones should always be created. But it should check if they exist here. We don't want to add them twice. Add entity. Oh, check entity already. Add entity already checks. Okay. Oh, I forgot to start a watch me work stream. Oh yeah, you know what? Streaming, watch me work. Don't want to be here. If I want to go ride the motorbike, I'm gonna have to do it soon, like now, because it's what 10 to 4. I think it's gonna disrupt my work too much. It would be nice though. I feel like sitting somewhere, having coffee and just having people around rather. Twitter, social, Twitter. What's CSV? Okay, no. This internet, I'm getting damn. My drop frames are 66 frames, 66%. Alright, let me just check now in this stuff again. So there's some sort of threading issue going on for course results. String. You know what would be interesting to import as well? .lang files. I want to convert .lang files to something else, maybe XLF or something. We use our own format for the language catalogs, and I already have some Chinese data there, like data, Kill reader, catalogs, Chinese. I could use those to create an English term list. That would be interesting. But um, Twinelex is the old name for Telex. So return. Why not use this? Just for interest. Anyway, right. What did I want to check? Oh, the default DCD comes out in this. No, when you don't import again. Okay. File import CSV, right? Pop this up. Wait 16 hours for the language dialog in debug mode. Two-thread start. Send a result. I think there's some sort of critical section going on in that threading code of the corpus stuff. French. Okay, let me say whatever. Import French Chinese. Blah 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 blah. I mean French term. I'm just trying to think where I would go now if I were to go. Why do you have an exception? This is not funny. It's a very simple warning. Why does it generate an exception? WXLog frame? That's not even in our stuff. For that to be null, it means the constructor wasn't called. For the constructor not to be called, it means that that wasn't called. But the only way that cannot be called, unless it was destroyed. There was some problem where I think it gets destroyed. This is naturally string in case anything calls bug visible warning while anything other than frame is still on top. What a load of nonsense, right? CC log window. The constructor should happen long before. I mean, we've got the application open. There's no way it can be calling. I mean, damn man, I'm just running into these stupid problems now. Getting in the way of what I want to do. Oh. Okay. This time it didn't crash. Just worked fine. I don't know why that happened. I wanted to check what's in the DTD entities. Ah, I need a more break, I think. Entities. All that nonsense is there. Why is it all there? Database, computer starting. Probably just generated by. Anyway, don't worry about that now. So what's going to happen if we're in. Or let's take for example T-Lex, because now it's basically going to do the same thing but with T-Lex. It's going to create the file new, start a file new. But T-Lex, that's a bit more correct. Ah, some sort of malloc lock. Okay, focus result. Triggers malloc. This internet is ass today, man. Um, oh, it's not going to show that dialog. Why? Because the flags are different. Because of this behavior, yeah. And it registers it in the app. Yeah. But, there, it creates a TXT, which is not right. I don't know what's right, but it's not that. Anyway, Maybe I'll just ride my motorbike to the gym as a start. I need scissors. Find my damn scissors. Now I'm using these kid scissors. It's not gonna work. Right, so basically, I must think further than just the CSV import. I must think of other importers and how they should work. Why not start with the MTDT that has just no elements? And then, depending on the importer, could set up the fields for what it needs. I don't know, maybe when you click File Import, there should be an option. So yeah, the merge only concept still makes sense. But this, it's difficult for me to think about this because I don't have a particular requirement. I don't have a particular thing in mind that I'm thinking of. This internet of mine, it's like I'm getting 300 kilobits per second. This is ridiculous. I've already set it to like, I don't even know what to say. Let me stop this thing. There's nothing using bandwidth. My head just filled with. I want to go